I was thinking, like any other sane person would do, what if we put Radiance in fraud? The rules are: no out-of-bounds glitches. No cheats, except of the keep cheats enable, which is needed to force Radiance to work. Everything on brutal. All Radiance is tier 1. Just tier 1. I am not touching providences with 2 or more tiers. The result is this. 8-1 was easy until the first Radiant Providence. There are 2 practical ways to kill them. Spawn camping it with a cannonball, because after the spawn, this thing won't stop moving, or just using hitscan weapons from afar. Just remember that it has more life, so a rail cannon won't be enough to kill it, so get ready to dance revolution. This room you just cannonball it, and parry the other one. The problem really comes in the next room. When I died here, generally because of the wondrous light of God, I had to the room before it again and again. In the next room were 2 providences and 2 sentries. Actually 0 providences, for some reason they imploded in my winning attempt, will not complain. The rest is easy, sentries can give some trouble. But if you take cover it shouldn't be much of a problem. Even with Radiance, sentries are still made of paper. The last encounter was much harder. 2 providences, and the virtues really carried the difficulty, especially when one of the virtues is protected by 3 idols, ensuring that when you break all of them, the virtue has already become enraged. The strategy here is really just, know where the idols are to break them ASAP. Kill the virtue, get on the top of this building and shoot coins at the providences until they die. In these types of challenges you have to use the geometry to your favor. Look how easy it is to dodge. 8-2 was pretty easy. The notable things are, the market session is the only hard part. Providences are really a problem in this challenge, as you can see. To evade the constant barrage I hid myself behind the shelves. The Mind Flayer room gave a bit of a headache, more so because of the global sentries that charge in 2 seconds, and Hakita just forgetting to put a checkpoint. So I had to do the 2 providences again and again. Also, Deathcatcher is bugged. Radiant Deathcatcher summons Radiant Puppets, but the Radiant Puppets have no AI, so they do nothing. Surely this won't come again in the future. For now, I don't need to deal with puppets. The Mirror Reaper is funny. The AI is broken so it doesn't move, it just farts a lot. Plus the Radiant Aura makes the Mirror Reaper visible even in the second phase. Anyways. 8-3 though. I have things to say. It took like 100 plus attempts to do it. The start has 2 providences, one in this room and in the other room. That would be a problem, but you can just spawn camp it with the 1000% damage cannonballs, the rest is easy. A thing that is not easy though are the powers. Actually they are the hardest part of this challenge. It's not Jiri and not even the providences. The hardest part are the funny named powers. Why? You are essentially fighting 2 Gabriels. She has more health, attack speed, and damage. So you are really forced into parrying the attacks. To 1, deal damage, and to 2, just survive the quantity of attacks. The problem, you enrage her when you parry the attack, and she starts attacking on her own, so now you are fighting 2 buffed powers at the same time. So or you die because you didn't cause enough damage to kill her before the hard damage starts building up, or you die because you are now fighting 2 Gabrielas. Okay, after 20 to 30 attempts I finally beat her. The terminal velocity room can give a bit of a problem, however 1 power is much easier than 2, because you don't need to worry about fighting 2 Gabriels at the same time, you can parry how much you want. Now we really start the level. The Rat/Gluttony room, I am pretty sure it is bugged, plus it has 2 providences and a hideous mass, which I discovered it is absurdly obnoxious when it is with Radiance. Just look at how many fireballs this thing is shooting. And also it has an interdimensional hooks, you know, balancing reasons. The last room, also hard but nothing special, it is the usual, Providence. Gutterman, some Cerberus, and bugged Deathcatchers. Pick up the blue skull, go to the red skull. There was a virtue in the first room, but it was in the open. So it's not that hard to kill. Oh boy, we are getting close to the Rubik's Cube thingy room, I am so excited. This is one the best. Oh, it crashed the game. I don't exactly why, but I think it is something to do with the Radiant Deathcatcher trying to revive a Providence, but then I would have crashed also in the end of the blue skull path, I don't know. But noted, don't go to the red path, the problem is that I will have to fight the powers again. So here I go fighting the powers for the next 20 minutes, very fun. Now beat the other Gabriel fangirl, blue path please. It was the same as before. Wait, why do I have no weapons cooldown? Probably was a misclick. If it happened just in this room I can just redo it. I said with still hope in my eyes. No, this thing was enabled since the first room, and I had used the last room checkpoint, so here I go again, fight powers for the next 20 minutes. At this point I was already crashing out, I was not having fun. I didn't know how to dodge the greatsword attack, so kept dying over and over. I actually still don't know how to dodge it. Fortunately, I had my lucky attempt before I went completely insane from seeing my totally straight game has gone woke. Pick up the blue skull, hopefully the last time, and now we are in space, now with no lag. Radiant Providence here, Radiant Hideous Mass there. This may seem hard, but I died just 6 to 10 times here. Having infinite stock of rocket riding and space to maneuver really helps. Finally we reached the last room, oh the last room, malicious faces, Gutterman and the Ragebaiter. This swords machine single-handedly made me almost throw my PC out of the window. Just see this gameplay, this thing just exasperates sheer anger. And don't forget the power that I missed the screwdriver on 3 times. One of the times, I somehow still almost killed her, but I misclicked the knocklet button, great. After a 20-minute session of this Chinese torture I finally beat it after 60 attempts, not counting the other attempts from the resets I had to make, so it was more like 150 attempts. I was shaking my boots, shivers were really coming down my spine. I took 60 attempts to beat 8 to 3, imagine the boss of the layer. Final result.
Was the fall.
The Providences before Jiurian were harder. The fight had not much difference, the only one I noticed was the health buff, and now for some reason you start to spin in the second phase, now we just need this in VR. The strategy is parry these projectiles, and just get good, 3 or 4 attempts later I got it. Did you know there are those funny little statues backstage? And we are done. I was thinking of doing this on Tier 2 Radiance, Counterpoint, Providences, and Powers. Anyways, back into playing Portal. You know, different from other games, this one really makes you think, each puzzle is well made and... Wait, what the?
Momentum, a function of mass and velocity, is conserved.